This is Leah with Backyard Homestead in Starkville, Mississippi, and wanted to come out this morning and do a quick garden update. This is Wednesday, July 6th, and the big story here is we've gotten rain. Everything was so dry. We hadn't had rain, any sizable rain, for about a month now, but we have had rain the past 2 days in a row. Good, nice showers, some long-lasting showers were just a good slow rain for a couple of hours. So the garden has had a really good soaking, and you can tell it's enjoying it. Our potatoes have kind of sprung back to life and are getting some new growth at the top. And that weird sound, I don't know if you heard it, but one of our hens is crowing. It's kind of interesting. We know they're hens, but sometimes during the summer a couple of them will start trying to make rooster noises, so I just heard that. That's kind of fun. But our peas are up and doing well. We have a pea that's popped up in our little flower bed here, volunteered from last year. And these are pink eye purple hull peas. We got a good stand of these up. And all the way down this row, these are our pink eye purple hull peas. Our sunflower. You can see that. Let's zoom in on him. Sunflower's still up. Probably going to remove it pretty quick. There's the blooms up there. But it's not doing much, and it's straining for sunlight, so we're probably going to pull it out of the pea patch here pretty soon. But the peas are up and doing well. This is our row of okra we just planted. So we've got a nice little stand of okra all the way down. And we're going to have to go in. This is planted really close together. We just planted several seeds on each hill, and it looks like almost all of the ones we planted came up, so we'll have to go through and do a thinning on this. Our row of Better Boy tomatoes, they were getting tall and outgrew the poles by a lot, so we went through and we strung just like a clothesline in between the poles all the way down, and then we've tied the tops where it was outgrowing the pole. We tied them horizontally across the line, so give them some support. But they are still doing well. I get out here and pick these this morning. Pull this side. Big, beautiful tomatoes on here. This cluster is ready to harvest. A cluster above it we rained in a couple of days. So they're still doing well and giving us lots of fresh tomatoes to eat. And right here, this is a double row or 2 rows of pink eye purple peas, and we got a good stand up from these. And I think we had a decent stand come up before the rain, but even more have popped up since we got this good 2-day soaking rain. So don't think we'll have to replant anything on this. Doing nicely. Our tomatoes, this is the second planting of Roma tomatoes. We got them tied up in here with our rattlesnake climbing beans. And I wanted to mention we tied these tomatoes, and we just use an old bed sheet. We tear it in strips and tie it up with the old bed sheet. Inexpensive, and the ties, when at the end of the season, break down pretty well. We usually just clip them, break them up, and throw them in the compost pile, and they break down. So that's what we use to tie our tomatoes with. We've got a lot of nice little clusters of green ones. Still growing, still coming on. Trying to think if there's anything else new to share. Our okra's up, our peas are up. Cucumbers love the rain. They're putting on even more growth and more blooms. You see the bumblebees in here working the cucumber blooms. There they are. Got bumblebees and wasps and everything working these. And these cucumbers really are thriving this year. The foliage is beautiful and healthy looking. And somebody asked, what do we do to keep the cucumbers so healthy looking? And I really don't have any explanation for it. The only thing different is we grew them back in this area. Let me try to swing up. This is on our chicken coop. Here's our girls. And it's growing under this great big oak in the back corner of our yard. So in a minute the sun's going to come up. Let me see what time it is. It's about 8 o'clock now. So everything is still in shade. But this, the sun will peek over. Let me swing around to try to show. This is an oak tree growing in front of our house, and the sun is right in the middle of it now. So in about 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours, the sun will come up over this oak. And so this side of our whole garden is in morning sun, and it'll stay in sun till about 11 or 12. So this part of the garden gets just the early morning sun when it's still pretty cool. So I think the cucumbers may be enjoying that, just a few hours of good morning sun, and then in the afternoon it's in shade again. So it gets partial filtered sun in the afternoon when it's so hot. And they really are doing well here, as well as these rattlesnake climbing beans seem to be really, really thriving in the partial shade too. So in the summer when it gets really, really hot here, this whole side of the garden gets early morning sun from about 10 to 12, maybe to 1, and then the afternoon when it gets so hot and the sun's so direct and just baking down, they're in partial shade, just like filtered sunlight. So may explain why the cucumbers and the green beans are doing well and don't have that burned look that the plants get this time of year sometimes. Butter beans are still doing well, still hanging with blooms. Lots and lots and lots of blooms on these bush butter beans, but starting to see a lot more beans too. So I think we started them early enough this year we may get a really nice harvest off of these. That's what I'm hoping. I still love this green alley through here. Just beautiful. And again, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning and the sun is just about to peek over, so this will get good early morning sun and then be shaded from the boiling afternoon sun. This is our other 2 rows of bush butter beans. And here's some of our Roma tomatoes. Everything's enjoyed the rain and looking healthy and happy afterward. The eggplants are still growing like crazy. I'm going to get out here and pick these here in just a minute and cook this up today. So really enjoying this Oriental Express eggplant. And that's about it. I just wanted to do a short update, show the potatoes are actually starting to put on a little bit more fresh new growth at the top since this rain. So we're going to let them keep going. And the garden got a good rain that it needed, and everything's looking good. Thanks for watching.